Hey everybody! I'm here today to hopefully not lose my voice, but I am here today to talk to you about finding a lost car in the parking lot. So essentially, this video will be about me showing you and telling you how to find a lost car in a parking lot. These will be easy instructions, so let's get right into this video tutorial. So essentially, I'm going to be going over 5 steps towards finding your lost car in a parking lot. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, so let's get into this. Number 1 is to look for landmarks that you saw on the way in. So you want to essentially look for landmarks that you did notice on the way in. I do this all the time. I'm a car guy, so I'll notice certain cars, not one car, but like I'll notice like 10 cars on the way into the mall, the grocery store, whatever the case is. And then when I leave the place that I went to, I notice at least a few of those same cars. Of course, they could all leave, but there's going to be at least a couple of those same cars when I exit, and that's like my cue for where I parked, right? And I'll tell you about a very funny story at the end, so stay tuned till the end, about a story about me and my dad losing my vehicle in a parking lot after we went to like a stag, which is like, you know, like not a bachelor party. It's like before, you know, I don't know if you know what it is, but before a guy gets married, sometimes you hold a stag. It's like a fundraiser for like before a guy gets married, essentially. So we were leaving a stag, and we literally, I'll tell you the story, but we literally were looking for like probably an hour and a half for my car. It was unbelievable. So anyways, look for landmarks that you saw on the way in. That's number 1. Number 2, hold down the alarm button on the remote. There's going to be like an alarm button or like a panic button on your key fob. Holding that down will trigger the horn on your car to go beep, beep. So if your car is nearby, yes, you will disturb the peace for a few moments, but you're going to be able to locate it immediately. So hold down that panic or alarm button and see if you hear your car beeping, your car alarm going off, okay? Number 3, touch the remote against your chin for better range. So when you're holding down that panic button or that alarm button, you know, you only have a limited range. But if you actually touch the remote against your chin or any body part, your shoulder bone, what it actually does is it uses your body as an antenna, and it extends the range of the key fob. And I've tried this, I've experimented with it, and it actually works. It's pretty cool. It gives you, I don't know, from my experimentation, it seems to give you about 10 to 20% more range. Not a ton, but it might make the difference between you finding your car now or in a couple of hours, okay? Number 4, go down each, let me rephrase that. Number 4, don't go down each aisle at the beginning. So number 4 is don't go down each aisle at the beginning. Stay broad. So you want to avoid going down each aisle, because if you're holding down the panic button, there's no need to go down each aisle, or don't go down the entirety of the aisle. Just kind of to save time, you want to stay broad, like go in sections, okay? And that leads me to tip number 5, which is to work through sections strategically. So instead of, I know at the beginning you're probably just going by where you thought it was, going all over the map, but essentially you want to like tackle this section. Okay, I'm going in front of this part of the building. My car is not here. Okay, we're going to move to the next part. Don't jump around, just tackle sections, and you will find your car. I mean, unless your car was stolen, then you're not going to find it. And I've heard of stories of that happening before too, but more than likely you just lost your car. Now, before I finish this video, I'll tell you about a story. Like I said, my dad and I went to my cousin's stag. One of my cousins, I have many cousins. I have a big Italian family. So I have many cousins, and we were at one of my cousin's stags. I don't even remember which cousin it was, because at one point I was having like another cousin getting married every year. It was crazy. But I drove my dad, and essentially we parked. Me and my dad are both completely like oblivious to situational awareness. We just, you know, like when it's like, when I'm with my kids, I'm super aware. But like when I'm alone or just with like my father or even just with my wife, I don't know what's going on. You know, I don't really pay attention around me. You know, so anyways, it's just how I am. My mind's always focused on something, so I don't really notice things. But essentially, we parked, we went to the stag, we had a great time, we were leaving, and we could not find my vehicle. And I'm not kidding, we looked for probably an hour and a half. We thought it was stolen for sure. I was at the point where I was going to call and report it stolen. Like we looked, because it was a massive, massive hall. There was so many rooms. There was maybe 15 rooms in this hall. It was huge. And we kept looking, but the problem was that we were jumping. Instead of strategically looking, we were jumping. And then I started noticing cars that I had seen before, like standout cars, like you know, like odd cars that I'd seen before. So I'm like, we already checked here. Eventually we found it, and now to this day we can still talk about it and laugh, thankfully. But yeah, that's essentially it. That is how to find a lost car in a parking lot. Easy instructions. If you like this video tutorial, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.